While the rest of the world gets to watch football on Sunday, Lions fans are stuck pacing through one extra night because Detroit closes out Week 3 on Monday Night Football in Baltimore. Yeah, the same place we haven't walked out victorious in 2 decades. The Detroit Lions have never beaten Lamar Jackson, and the man has a ridiculous record against the NFC 20-something wins with only a couple of losses, so the conference hasn't cracked his code yet. Could Detroit be the rare NFC team to finally tag Lamar with an L? We'll find out under the lights on Monday. But today we found out something else. Who's in, who's out, and how this roster has to morph on the fly. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report. If you live and breathe Honolulu Blue, hit subscribe, drop a like, and stick with us. Because the next 48 hours are about belief, depth, and whether this team's front office is serious about finishing what Dan Campbell started. Here we go. From the Lions' own updates, it's no surprise, Marcus Davenport is out. Early in the week, the injury read ankle and shoulder after the Week 2 setback. Now it's listed as chest. Could be related, could be the way the medicals rolled up the diagnosis, but bottom line is the same: he won't suit up. Dan Campbell made it clear he doesn't expect the issue to be season-ending, and Week 4 is still a we'll see, but that doesn't rule out an IR stint that would shelve him at least 4 games. Campbell also said he's comfortable with the depth, and that some guys just have to step up. That's coach speak, sure, but it's also the truth. Next man has to be ready. As for the rest, Jack Campbell, ankle; Taylor Decker, shoulder rest; Kirby Joseph, knee; and big man in the middle DJ Reader were all tagged questionable, the kind of designation that in this league usually leans toward go unless there's a hard setback. Doubtful is the one that typically means you're sitting. Questionable is often the green light with a game-time look. On the other sideline, Baltimore's got its own dents. Tight end Isaiah Likely out. Interior wrecking ball Justin Matabik out. Patrick Ricard, the fullback, out, and Kyle Van Noy out as well. He's not what he once was, but he led them in sacks last year and still closes when it's schemed up. So both teams are missing pieces. This isn't going to be the best-on-best showdown we drew up in July. How are we feeling? Honestly, none of this should shock anybody regarding Davenport. Before the season, half the fan base was asking in the comments, how many games does he actually play? He's now missed 1, maybe more to come, and if IR happens, it's 4 gone right there. You can love the traits, love the flashes, love the idea, but availability is the only ability that matters in January. Campbell says the depth is fine. That's his job. Mine is to look at the build and ask if we're stacking the deck or just hoping the deck shuffles in our favor. And that takes us to the we're good thing that keeps ricocheting around the fan base. Dan answered a question about the edge room with confidence a few weeks back. And after Zadarius Smith chose Philly, everybody wanted to clip it and pin it on the coach. I don't. Dan has done his job at a championship level. This is the man who coached Detroit to 15-2 and an NFC title game appearance in 2023. He's supposed to stand at the podium and say we're good. He's supposed to pour belief into the building. The person who carries the burden for the roster choices is Brad Holmes, point blank. And before anyone fires off a "you hate Holmes" comment, slow down. I respect what he's built. This franchise was irrelevant for a long time. He and Dang dragged it back to the big table. But 2 things can be true at once. He's done a ton right, and some of his patterns are now screaming at us. There's a through line with injured profiles, drafting them, signing them, betting on rehab and value. Sometimes you strike gold. Reader looks like a grown man addition. David Montgomery was a home run free agent fit, and sometimes you get burned. Emmanuel Mosley. Cam Sutton, Spiral, Davenport right now. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, you don't get a goose out of it. You get another duck. And here's the part I won't let go. The edge room opposite Aiden Hutchinson has been more wished than planned. If Aiden doesn't fall into our lap, what's the pass rush arc? James Houston flashed, but flashes are the plan. Romeo Aquara gave snaps. But that's not a top-tier closer in May. We took swings late in drafts on lottery tickets and called it depth. Meanwhile, the premium swings and premium dollars have largely gone to the secondary Amick Robertson, Ifichu, Kirby, Brian Branch, Sutton once upon a time, Carlton Davis, on and on. It's not that you shouldn't build out the back end. It's that the front has to be built like a bully first. When we didn't sack Jordan Love, it wasn't just a box score oddity. It was the symptom of a philosophy that still tiptoes around paying full sticker price for a second star edge. And yeah, I heard the sarcastic press room math. There are 32 teams and only 5 or 6 truly elite edge rushers. We've got one. Cool. Where's the plan to find or buy the other half of the closing duo that wins in January? That's the job. Because this is what keeps us from the Super Bowl. Not vibes. Not speeches. Not next man up. It's the single hardest thing to fake. 4 quarters of heat off both edges when it matters. The rest of the roster? It's built to win. The identity is real. Offensively, we can shorten gains and move people. Ben Johnson scripts like a surgeon. Jared Goff runs the machine with timing and nerve. Amon-Ra is a culture in shoulder pads. The line is a wall. But in this league, the difference between relevant and parade is who finishes drives on defense without sending the house, who forces the check down, who makes quarterbacks feel like the pocket shrank 1 second too fast. That's why Davenport's absence isn't just another injury line. It's a flashing reminder that the margin is razor thin and that the room still needs one more adult. So what now? In the immediate, it's on the rotation. More stunts, more gains, more simulated pressure that still protects the back end. Let Jack Campbell hunt edges when the down and distance says screen or quick game. Let Ifichu and Branch bait throws and punish. Yak. Let Reader be the anchor who keeps our edges in 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 4. And if Decker's shoulder is a management thing, and he plays, protect the football, dictate tempo, keep Lamar off the field with double-digit play drives. The formula to beat Baltimore isn't new. Be violent your fits and be patient on offense. But the macro answer doesn't change just because Monday is coming fast. Brad Holmes has to get off the fence on the pass rush. Call it the broken toy aisle or the bargain bin those discounts don't last through January when you need a closer. Go get the adult in the room. If it costs a day 2 pick in a player, pay it. If it costs real money in a post-deadline market, pay it. You don't measure value by average annual when your window is open. You measure it in 3rd and 7s converted to punts. And while we're here, let's be fair about what he's nailed. The offensive core is built with purpose. The locker room is aligned. The draft board has found real pros. That's why I'm hard on the last piece, because we are one piece away. I don't want to be the Bills. I don't want to be the Niners. I don't want to be another almost era people romanticized in 20 years. I want the ring. Dan's done his job. Now finish the job. To the game itself. Baltimore without Likely and Matabik matters. Ricard outchanges how they merry run looks with motion. Van Noy outstrips some of their 3rd down flexibility. That's your invitation to play a clean, ruthless road game. Don't give Lamar extra lives. Gap integrity, rally tackling, and red zone toughness. Offensively, lean into what travels. Play action on schedule. Hard play action off under-center looks. Throw the glance route when safeties cheat down, churn with Monty. And take the vertical when their corners sit on the sticks. If we treat this like a rock fight, we can make it one. And if the edge group gives us just 1 or 2 high-leverage wins, just enough to get, Lamar to hitch this whole never-beaten-him stat can die on Monday night. My opinion, stamped with my name on it. I'm not hanging this on Campbell or the locker room. I'm hanging it on the front office's last necessary swing. Davenport's out reminds us that hope is not a plan. Go at a true closer across from Aiden, even if it stings, even if it hurts your spreadsheet feelings. And for Monday, I believe this group can drag it into the deep water and drown out 20 years of bad Baltimore voodoo. If they play discipline and mean for 60. That's me. Now I want to hear you. Would you spend a day 2 pick plus a player for a legit edge right now? Are you satisfied with we're good? Or do you want that final piece before Thanksgiving? Who steps up Monday with Davenport out does Houston flash again? Does a role player break the game, or does the interior steal it for us? Drop your take below. Hit like so more Lions fans find this. And subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you're in here with us when the clock hits 0 on Monday. This community built this channel, and you keep me honest. Go Lions!